3 straight games with at least 2 goals and 2 assists. We're here at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, the home of the AAA Tacoma Rainiers, the affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. And at the center of this adapted baseball into lacrosse field, the Faceoff stripe, where we get an all-rookie matchup. Petey Lasalla out of Virginia against Mike Sisselberger out of Lehigh. An early advantage to the Whipsnakes, but it's taken away quickly by the Archers in Latrell Harris, who is a freak athlete, as Chris Bates describes him. We actually saw him playing with a... I got a chance to talk with Grant about running out of the box this season, which is what he's been doing a lot of for Archers. He said, I'm getting used to it. I like getting a shorty. I don't think that happened a lot to him when he was at Penn State. Archers with the takeaway. O'Keefe pushes. LeClaire fires and scores. Welcome back to attack, Trey LeClaire. His family's loving it. Parents Daphne and Gary and his girlfriend Lauren have made the trip.
And this starts with a ride off of the face-off win. The Archers relentlessly track Lasalla down. The Whipsnakes try a little substitute, kind of sneak somebody out there. LeClaire bats it forward and ends up getting rewarded for that effort with this missile from the right side. Good to see LeClaire end up getting that goal after he really created that opportunity in the riding game.
That's 2 goals in 18 seconds for Archers. Whipsnakes still off the board more than 5 minutes into this first quarter. After the face-off violation, here comes Kirst. His lefty shot backed up by Rambo.
And that was a violation by Sisselberger on that face-off, so he will not take the next one.
Campaign, and then it's off to Boston for the quarterfinals on September 4th. Drew Carter, Ryan Boyle, Kaylee Chelios back with you here at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, just south of Seattle, where the Archers lead the Whipsnakes 2-1. In our game of the week, the Archers can clinch the 1 seed and a first-round bye in the playoffs with a win tonight. Meanwhile, the Whipsnakes... You know, the term two-way midfielder gets thrown around a lot. Trey LeClaire is a true two-way midfielder who has started at defensive mid, offensive mid, and now attack this year for Archers. It's another play for the highlight reel, for the MVP submission tape, maybe.
I feel like it's his to lose at this point, wouldn't you say?
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, he's the co-favorite right now with Marcus Holman.
Stagnita, it's like, okay, well, let's talk about your opponent, the Archers. It's like, what was the first name out of his mouth of like, what do I have to deal with?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Been dealing with him for a long time. Tom Schreiber, a 3
opportunity, first-time ground ball. Bond missed that. That gave life a new opportunity for Whipsnakes rather to cash in, and they did.
And in a game like this, RB, where we expect it to be close down the stretch, that's a play you might bookmark for later. Scooped up on the face-off by Cam Wires. He had a pole goal last week, his first career goal, but Krebs snuffs it out with under 10 left in this first quarter. Here come the Whips with one last chance. 5 on the timer. Feet in front. Off the crossbar. Connor lead by 4 against the Whips, who have won 3 in a row as we enter the second quarter. It's the battle of the rookies at the stripe tonight. Mike Sisselberger for Archers against Petey Lasalla for the Whipsnakes. That's won by the Whips, and Connor Kirst picks up the ground ball. They turned it over 7 times in the first quarter. Zed Williams gets crunched on the crease. Rambo with the back.
The ball when he gets an advantage, 2 assists, but 0 for 7 shooting. You leave Fields, who's 3rd in goals in the league. I was joking with Bond before the game. I'm like, is today the time you get your first goal? And it was sitting right there. That was it. But Dunn decides to slide upfield.
Native, and Tucker Dornovic, a Pacific Northwest native. He's from outside Portland, about 3 hours, maybe a little bit less. College career and what pro career he is putting together. Tonight, there have been 3 goals scored in the second quarter, all of them by Connor Fields. What do we have here on the face-off? Matty Palem sorts it, and it's Whipsnakes ball. How can they get the offense humming here, Ryan?
I'd like to see them go a little bit more two-man in the season to give them another dodging presence, another playmaker. This offense has gone to another level with those two full-time at attack.
Whipsnakes win the face-off, and they use their first timeout. Can't take it with you to the cloud. And Krebs making his 4th start for the Whipsnakes with Kyle Bernlohr still on the injury list. Coach Stagnita told us this week that Bernlohr, his initial timeline was 4 to 6 weeks. He is on schedule, if not slightly ahead. Took out Sean Scanoni. Maybe he was aided by a hook from Alex Smith at the Chrome. It led to a big scrap in the crease. And Ambler ended up serving 2 minutes in the box. At that point, the game was well in hand for Archers. That was their 5th win in a row. This looks like their 6th as they lead by 10 early in the 3rd quarter. And Ryan, how often do you see the Whipsnakes get pummeled like this?
Yeah, not the second half start that you're really hoping for if you're a Whipsnakes fan. You kind of need to get shot out of a cannon. Power play here.
McMahon will serve a minute. Crucial face-off here, won by Sisselberger and Archers, so they can kill off 32 seconds of the 60-second power play for the Whips. Big collision, Smith involved for the Whipsnakes.
They got Sisselberger out of bounds. So this kind of played to the Whipsnakes' favor. Counterintuitively, had they won the face-off, they would only had 32. With that turnover, now they've got a full shot clock for Whipsnakes.
It's 2 goals in 40 seconds for the Whips after they didn't score the entire second quarter. They go quickly again. Manny's shot deflected. That was McMahon flailing, who blocked it.
Yeah, good eat there by McMahon.
Looked like Ken Griffey Jr. here in Washington State. That was a thing of beauty. Give the assist to Connor Fields, who's up to 6 points tonight as Sisselberger lost his helmet. Looked like a wrestling match out there. He's comfortable in those. Puglisi's bouncer from 2. Missed it. Rambo on the backup.
Just play.
Thanks, Matt. Keep going there, buddy.
Cash App powering the athletes under the helmet. Matt Rambo mentioned that shot was kind of slow. He shot it with his right hand. And Jim Stagnita was telling us this week that Rambo came to him last week as the Whipsnakes in transition here. Earhart loads it, scores it! Big Mike with a big rip for 2. The Whipsnakes have life here in Tacoma.
You mentioned it, tops of the league when it comes to 2-pointers. We've seen comebacks aplenty all season long. Good identification there by Curse. He gets out of trouble, and Earhart, of all the guys to trail the play, that's the one that you light up and you go, oh, Big Mike's back there. Yes, please. Huge swing there, huge answer for Earhart coming back after that penalty. Whipsnakes 3 points in 15 seconds.
Hossack takes the face-off for Archers here, and Lasalla wins it. Just to wrap up the story, Rambo went to Coach Stagnita and said, hey, Newman's pressuring my left hand. He said, maybe you use your right hand? And that's what he did there, and he scored. And Big Mike follows it up with a 2, and all of a sudden this is down. The Archers, they're not 1 horsepower. They're more like 200 horsepower in this 2023 season. Look at that live score differential at plus 30. Is 200 horsepower even a lot? I just said that. It's more than the Space Needle.
I wasn't going to correct you. But this is a critical few minutes here for Whipsnakes to give themselves a puncher's chance down the stretch. It's Krebs off of that near pipe.
So Mac O'Keefe has the 3 goals, one of them a 2-pointer plus an assist, and yet again it's the O'Keefe Fields show. Sisselberger comes away with it. O'Keefe and Fields, both Dobson and RB. That's 2 weeks in a row where the Archers have pulled Brett Dobson in the fourth quarter because they're up by so much. That's dominance.
And what a luxury to have your backup get some real game reps and get Dobson some rest. Take him out of the game so nothing bad happens. Dobson has been just a revelation this season.
63% tonight. And he leads the league in scores against average, and he's right up there. We're going to see Ethan Rawl from Cannons later tonight against Atlas. Big Mike's missed some time this year. This could be the first time somebody else wins it.
I think given the time that he's missed, 2 games and kind of battling through injuries, I think that's a fair point in terms of looking at the awards staring us in the face here with the end of the regular season.
And we'll discuss Rawl in this next game, but the offsides was wiped out by the Chanenchuk goal. We'll go back to the stripe where the Whips have a 13-12 advantage tonight. Now we're tied as Sisselberger wins it against Colin Squires. Where does Chanenchuk rank for you among guys you love watching shoot?
He's right up there. I mean, it's 2 of the best right here in terms of him at one end and O'Keefe at the other. I would have taken Sisselberger out of the game. If you're going to take Dobson out, you might as well. The biggest thing tonight is keeping Zed Williams off the score sheet. Just the 1 assist, the fact that he hasn't have a goal is pretty remarkable.
The Archers are your #1 seed in the 2023 PLL playoffs. The win streak has hit 6. They're 8-1, and they have clinched the first round bye. It's one of the most impressive regular seasons in PLL history.